the cosmos, rending her fabric asunder. Thus, in ruination and blood, was heavy metal born. Now, two travelers seek her uncanny children in Metal Quest.
Yeah, dude. Guess we're doing a podcast now.
All right, here we go. 3,
So we
2,
introduce ourselves.
1. Podcast.
No,
How about you say
Okay.
you say metal, I say quest.
oh, okay. Hello there, out there, listener. Welcome back to another episode of Metal
Quest.
Podcast. Well, I'm your host, Daniel, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
That sounded like a that's going to sound like
We gotta redo this.
that's going to sound like one of those answering machines where it's like Jonathan is unavailable. It's like,
All right, dear listeners, wow. We made it through another week. We made it. Wow. Welcome back, dear listeners. We made it. You made it. I made it. Jonathan made it. I'm your co-host. I'm your host, Daniel. And I'm joined by an incredible guy who's just tearing it up out there. His name's Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome to the podcast. We're back.
I'm here. Glad to be back, and welcome back to our listener. Welcome to Metal Quest, where we are reviewing some metal albums, some new albums that we've found and listened to, and we did not find them, actually. They found us through The Ritual. The Ritual, as Daniel's pointed out in previous episodes, is a highly sophisticated computer program that has a proprietary algorithm that picks from some new metal album releases. And we listened to them, and now we're going to talk about them today.
Yeah, we scour the internet. We find the new metal releases, usually from a month ago. We run them through a random number generator. We pick them out. Then we review them. That's what we do, We're trying to listen to new music. You're trying to listen to new music. And hopefully you find some new bands that kick ass and you'll listen to over and over again.
Yeah, and hopefully you also have some harrowing sonic experiences along the way if you don't listen to them again.
Yeah, last week, we had Sagrado, we had 1914, and we had a band called Burning Point. 1914 won the band Gladitorium, and they moved on to this next round this week. So excited to see how they fare against our bands. We got a couple of crazy bands. We had Order. We have Extreme Cold Winter. And we had a band called HolyGod Throne.
Actually, it's HolyGod, one word, Throne. So, yeah, HolyGod,
That's right. Okay.
Throne.
Yeah.
In case you're frantically Googling to find some of the hottest band.
Yeah, 3 bands I never heard of. And maybe you never heard of too. I mean, the more we do this, the more I'm finding just the vast ocean that heavy metal is. And I feel like we've jumped in, we don't have a life preserver, and we just got to keep on swimming.
Yeah, and I'm throwing my lure in the water and pulling up some old tires and seaweed, but maybe we'll pull some treasure up too.
True. Well,
Daniel's out there swimming, I'm fishing. So we'll work with the analogy.
I'm treading water, man. I'm just trying to keep my head above the waves. Keep crashing down. Dude, and I gotta say, man, last episode, I really want to say pat yourself on the back, John.
Yeah.
Because you really dropped the hammer, dude, with an incredible Rate Your Raiders. And I've been just scratching my brain on how the hell I'm going to come back with something that's even on par with that incredible. It was like a work of art, your Rate Your Raiders, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, top movies, incredible.
Yeah, except you did point out, so this was pick the top Arnold movie for Daniel from that set of movies we went over in the last episode, but Daniel and I have had some conversations since then about how it was egregious that I had Terminator 2 in there and not Terminator 1, which you probably would have picked over Predator. Am I right on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Terminator 1 is so just like groundbreaking. I don't know, it's so hard. It's got the time travel, it's got machines from the future, the AI, like all the social commentary from James Cameron about like how machines are taking over our lives, and like it's like a dark dystopian future outlined by like, and like it's like what's happening today with AI algorithms taking over our musical journey, you know? It's just like we are just slaves to the machines now. It's so good. I love that movie.
Yeah, and think of pieces of software like Voice Meter Banana, which just route your audio signal all over the place and you have no idea what's going on. So there's machines that are taking over Daniel and my life as well. But
throwing wrenches.
I don't know, that the first 5 minutes of I don't know how long it is, but that first section of Terminator 1 where it's kind of all bluish gray and lasers and just tank treads going over piles of skulls.
Yeah.
So sick. Oh my gosh.
Dude, and yeah, the club, like, what is it? That they go to. Damn, I have to look it up. Synth Noir or something like that. What is this? Let me look it up. I'll edit this in. I'm searching for this club name because I sound like a doofus. Tech Noir is what it's called. And it's like, he created just like a new genre of like Tech Noir. Dude. It's so good. The answering machine goes off and she's like, hey, it's me. And it's like, ha, just kidding. You got a machine or whatever. It's pretty good. Nail on the head.
Yep. I think I've heard a couple different synthwave acts that have songs called Tech Noir. So maybe it's paying a homage to that.
Definitely. So, hey, I thought of so many things. What am I going to do for Jonathan to get him, Rate Your Raiders, get him back?
I told Daniel, pizza toppings, buffalo wing flavors.
Well, I didn't pick any of those. I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, yeah, never mind. I have all these stupid ideas written down, and then it hit me, dude. This is our Christmas Eve episode. It's going to be releasing. If you're listening to this, you're probably listening to it. Probably Christmas Day. This is your Christmas present. So I thought, why not keep it in the spirit of Christmas,
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, John.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
We made it.
A Merry Christmas, listener. Yeah, I'm wearing a green shirt for you.
I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas. I know these times with the holidays and family can be stressful. So, yeah, we decided to record a little episode.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah, just for you.
So this is just your personal episode. So I was thinking, what if we had a Christmas showdown with a couple of Christmas characters in a hand-to-hand combat scenario? or whatever they have, magical powers or whatever.
Okay. Is this, I'm supposed to do a Christmas character gladiatorium? Is that what I'm doing here?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So let's start off. Let's start off a little easy. Coming out the gates, nothing too crazy. I got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer versus Frosty the Snowman.
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, I mean, it kind of depends what part of the season you're in, because, and where are they? Because Frosty the Snowman, if he's down here in Arizona, he's not going to last very long. And Rudolph's going to have how long is this battle going on? Like months?
Oh.
Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking like from the movie, they have from the like the famous movies with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer where he's like the animated claymation.
Oh, yeah.
Or there's like the Frosty the Snowman cartoon. So they're just coming straight out of that character.
Let's see.
Movie.
We got the red nose. One is just this plodding permanence of coldness, but animated by some spirit.
Right? He has magic.
Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer can fly.
That's right, and he can kick. He's got an illumination source. You can see in the dark. And Frosty just has...
It's his rookie season.
Frosty just has those cold, beady eyes. Okay, I'm gonna say...
I don't know.
I'm gonna say Frosty, but he loses the nose. Rudolph's gonna eat the nose. Yeah.
Rudolph's nose gives him away.
Yep. And then Frosty's just gonna...
Frosty does have a weakness.
He's gonna envelop...
They both have weaknesses and strength.
Yeah. He's just gonna envelop him.
If he loses that hat, he's fucked.
Yeah.
But you're going Frosty?
I think I'm gonna stick with Frosty.
All right. Okay. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is destroyed by Frosty the Snowman. He moves on to the next round. Switching gears a little bit here, we got Buddy the Elf.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town. Oh, my God.
Versus Hermie the Elf.
What's eating you, boy?
Not happy in my work, I guess.
What?
I just don't like to make toys.
Do you know who those characters are?
Well, I know who Buddy the Elf is. That's Elf. Will Ferrell from Elf.
Yeah.
Okay. And who's Hermie the Elf?
Hermie the Elf is the little claymation guy that's Rudolph's friend in that
I don't remember. Yeah.
Christmas classic.
So, yeah, I don't know too much about Hermie the Elf. I don't know what he's all about.
He's like a toy maker for Santa.
Yeah. Made out of clay, though. I mean, Buddy's flesh and blood. And he's a man.
Okay.
He's
a man.
He's a man. Yeah, so,
A man elf.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Buddy. Buddy the Elf.
Okay. Easy one there. He crushes Herbie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can't do Christmas without John McClane, Die Hard fame.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
Versus Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
You want to be crazy? You think I'm crazy? Yeah, you want to see crazy? I'll tell you.
Now that's a real badge. I'm a real cop, and this is a real fucking gun.
Okay.
Lethal Weapon takes place at Christmas, right?
I
think it does.
think so. I don't know. I could be confusing some of those. Okay, so I've only seen Lethal Weapon a few times.
Yeah, it's been forever for me.
I'm trying to think of... But I pretty much watch Die Hard every year. That's like kind of our little Christmas movie tradition around the house. So
Classic.
I'm going to have to go John McClane. There's no way that you can touch John McClane.
Merry Christmas.
Mel Gibson is dead. Yeah, John McClane is badass, dude.
Yeah.
So good. But I was thinking, I was kind of thinking about our last episode with Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Riggs. Like the only thing I remember from Lethal Weapon is him saying, God damn it, Riggs.
Oh.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last episode.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah. Because I think he says that in Predator 2 also. I haven't verified, but maybe one of our listeners will put that in the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We got John
Yeah.
McClane.
Or our listener. Hey, what's up, listener?
There was a shootout between the two. John McClane snuck in the gun on the back. Took him out. Holy smokes. Something like that. Threw him down a goddamn
elevator shaft.
Shaft or something.
Hung off the side of a building and some glass. Walking around in glass.
That movie is so good. Nakamura Tower, dude. Absolutely. What about the Gremlins versus Jim Henson's The Muppet Christmas Carol Muppets? They're both like puppets, I was thinking.
Yeah.
Gremlins is so good.
I'm gonna have, like, don't you get more gremlins when you pour water on them?
Yes.
Yeah, that just seems like a superpower to me that the Muppets don't have access to. And water's very plentiful, so the gremlins.
The Muppets got Miss Piggy, and she like flies off the handle pretty hard.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's the animal guy.
The animal guy. Yeah. He's got drumsticks. I still think they're
I'm going gremlins.
All right.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. What about Frosty the Snowman versus the Gremlins?
Oh my gosh, this might actually create a black hole because he's made out of water, and if they come into contact, they'll make more gremlins. But he's magical.
Yeah.
Frozen water. Maybe that makes it difficult for them to multiply. I think I'm sticking with the Gremlins.
All right. Frosty the Snowman gets destroyed by the Gremlins. Damn, I wonder if the Gremlins are going to win. Okay. What about Iron Man 3 versus Batman Returns? Batman versus Iron Man. Damn.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I was thinking. So Batman Returns, does that have the Penguin in it?
Yeah, and Catwoman.
So
it's the what's the director's name? He's real famous. He did all those movies. Tim Burton. It's a Tim Burton classic.
Yep. Yeah, it had Danny Elfman, and for the music, 'cause Danny Elfman does all that stuff. Okay, what were the two movies? Sorry, I totally just spaced out.
Iron Man 3.
Oh, Iron Man 3, okay.
Which takes place at Christmas. It's just Iron Man.
So
versus Batman.
I mean, I'm gonna go with The Dark Knight.
Damn. Versus Iron. Okay.
Yeah.
They're both pretty similar comic book heroes, right?
Yeah. Okay. I just think, from what I know, I don't know. I just kind of like the darker past of Batman. That backstory is pretty cool. And Iron Man, he's just a billionaire playboy that got trapped in a cave and made a machine.
Isn't that Batman too, though? Kind of. He's like a millionaire playboy. They're both using their minds. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
And they both have technology.
Right.
It's interesting. But you're going Batman. You think Batman would outsmart him?
I think that would be actually a pretty cool film, because maybe Wayne Industries is building some kind of microcontroller, like as a subcontractor to one of the whatever the Iron Man guy's company is.
Where first they're enemies.
Yeah.
And then they have to be joined forces.
Right.
To defeat something else. Or they just go at it.
Right. I think they could battle it out on the business playing field. That would be a fun tactic to play, but they have to join up to defeat a common foe that is threatening both businesses.
Humanity.
Yeah. Well, and humanity. Okay. I'm gonna go Batman.
Okay. Sick.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's a surprise for me because I think Iron Man is pretty well armed. But yeah, that makes sense.
He is, but
I could see it going either way. But what about okay, here's a real big one. Damn, we're gonna have to narrow all this down. We got Harry and Marv.
And that's the one, Marv, and that's
from,
the silver
Home Alone
tuna.
fame.
Oh, dang.
The wet bang.
Yes.
Very G, huh?
Versus Clark Griswold of National Lampoon's Christmas movie. Christmas Vacation.
Wait, is it just Clark by himself, or is it with what's his brother's name? Eddie?
Sure, I guess that's fair. It's a tag team. Cousin Eddie?
Yeah, Cousin Eddie.
Damn.
Yeah.
From Iron Maiden fame?
Yeah. So.
That's who he's named after.
Really? Awesome.
No. Dude, I wonder. What if the dudes who wrote National Lampoon's Vacation are big Iron Maiden fans?
Well, let's see. Okay, so in one case, so Harry and Marv are subjected to someone else's chaos, but and are trying to overcome it. But Clark Griswold is, I think he's the source of his own chaos throughout the film. Like, whenever he's putting up Christmas lights, he's just haphazardly stapling them to the roof and stapling the wires in and putting, like, thousands of staples in his roof. And,
he's his own worst enemy.
Yeah, there's going to be electrical fire in there. He's getting the huge Christmas tree. It's blowing all the windows out.
Well, it's stressful being around family at the holiday times, and whenever you're under that stress, you mess up.
Yep.
So he breaks under pressure, I guess.
Yeah, and
Harry and Marv get their ass kicked by like a 10-year-old.
Right. And they get scared away by some firecrackers. So in this case,
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
But Cousin Eddie, though, if he comes
oh
in,
yeah. So with Cousin Eddie in Clark's corner, because he gets stuff done. He goes and just kidnaps, some CEO and brings him home. And he does it clean and he does it quick and nobody knows it happened. And yeah, he seems, and he was I think he's a veteran.
Oh.
So
Vietnam vet.
So he certainly has some training in combat. So I'm definitely going to go, I'm going Cousin Eddie.
He's a huge, beastly, bulging man.
Okay. Yeah, and he'll just kind of manage Clark's chaos. Harry and Marv.
All right, use it to his advantage.
Yeah, I mean they got like a crowbar. That's about it, and they can flood your house. So
that's their calling card. Okay, well, and then damn, I'm gonna save the last one because it's kind of the granddaddy of all time. But let's go on to second round here. We got through the first round pretty good, and let's go Batman versus Buddy the Elf.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Batman here. Just make it easy.
Okay.
Sorry, Buddy.
He kills the elf magic?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. He's got 2 dubs. John McClane gets a bye round, I guess, versus Clark Griswold and Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going John McClane. He took out a group of trained mercenaries, and they had radios, communication. We're trying to figure things out, and he still just took them out one by one.
To magic, then back to Worthy, right? 2 points.
I felt bad doing that.
I know,
matchup.
dude. I bet if you look hard in every scene of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, he's in there, like in a ghillie suit, lurking in the shadows, hiding behind a door.
Yeah.
He's probably there.
All right, so that moves us on to the, I guess, the semifinals. We got John McClane versus Batman.
I'm going John McClane again.
Damn! Takes out the Bat
Yeah, dude.
Man?
He does take out the Batman, throws him down an elevator shaft, and Batman tries to shoot his little grappling hook, and John McClane just, he just shoots it, blows the cable apart, and Batman just falls to his death.
Cuts the elevator cable and it crushes him.
Yep. Oh man,
Damn.
what would
Okay,
what would be the tagline for that? Batman would be down there, like hanging on the
Like,
cable, twisting around, and then John McClane's like,
He'd be like going down.
yeah, time to send you back to your cave. And then he flicks the little grappling hook off, and then Batman's done.
He'd say, damn, that's hard. Okay, Batman is a superhero. Okay. Damn. Now that just leaves us final battle. John McClane versus the Gremlins, swarming up through the elevator shaft after Batman's body's been crushed by the elevator. Oh my god. After being multiplied by Frosty the Snowman? I don't know. He's going to take a lot of them out with him.
Dude, I'm thinking that's where, the clock is ticking on the little time bomb that he's been working on diffusing. And he throws it down the elevator shaft, goes and jumps out the window, sails like 30 feet through the air, and then grabs onto a helicopter. Landing gear, the whole building explodes into building pieces are flying off. Gremlins are done. Batman's in his fiery tomb.
That's amazing. Okay, damn.
He flies away victorious.
I did not see that coming.
Well, we gotta make Die Hard 5 or whatever we're on.
Yeah.
4? I guess they just call them something now.
Probably 6 now. Yeah, I stopped watching after 3.
Yeah.
I don't consider those canon. So, getting back into our episode where we review metal albums, I think Santa Claus versus Krampus is like the one that brings us back to this episode. I really felt like these bands this week were Santa Claus and Krampus.
Yeah. I learned something interesting about Santa Claus the other day. Apparently Santa Claus was just he was an elf and he wore green. But he's been depicted wearing red due to a Coca-Cola ad campaign. Because Coca-Cola is like, hey, we want to sell you Coke around Christmas. And so we're going to make Santa red. And we'll put him on our advertisements. And you're all high out of your mind anyways, drinking that old-timey Coca-Cola with the good stuff in it. And
what?
And people just took it. And so now Santa's red.
Oh, that's crazy. I was under the impression that Santa was from that mushroom, the Amanita muscaria or whatever.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about his color. Why?
But that's a red mushroom with white dots on it.
Oh.
And that's why, and then, you never heard this with the psychedelic? Because then up in the Nordic countries, they take, the shaman would take the mushrooms and dry them on Christmas trees. And so that where we get putting the ornaments on the Christmas tree and all that stuff. Is that crazy?
I don't think that's crazy. Okay, somebody can fact check me on that, but
anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we do about Krampus? I don't know a terrible bit about him other than, Krampus looks scary, and I think I saw the last 10 minutes of the movie Krampus where the people got trapped in a snow globe or something.
Damn.
I wish I knew more
I never saw
about
that.
it, but
He like blew up on the metal scene back like 2012 or something. I remember everybody had like Krampus like sweaters, ugly Christmas sweaters and stuff, and it's like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's Krampus. It's like evil Santa. I was like, what the hell? Is this some sort of CIA psyop? They're trying to put Krampus on.
There's a movie I've been wanting to watch for forever called Rare Exports, and all right, maybe I just opened this up.
I never heard of that.
So I've never seen it, but let me see if I can find the trailer.
In the spirit of the season.
Dude, they're blowing up like this thing at the North Pole.
We found something else than just plain rocks.
Anyways, they robbed Santa's grave. And
damn.
Let's see. I'm trying to see.
National treasure.
Anyways, it's like a military operation.
When you're sleeping.
And they find like a Santa. I think they're raiding Santa Claus's tomb or something. I've been wanting to see it for forever.
Oh my god. That's so sick, man. Fucking Santa Claus. Rare exports.
That's just me.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's alright.
That's incredible. That's okay.
So
man.
we'll have to watch that maybe.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Santa versus. That's for the Patreon. Yeah. Santa versus Krampus. What are we going?
Okay, I mean, Santa just has all those magical powers to go around all the houses and do all the toys and stuff. So just, superpowers that are transcending space and time. He's able to warp space to go down chimneys. And he's doing all that powered on cookies and milk. Lots of cookies, lots of milk. I think there's some time dilation going on there to where he's able to do it all in one night.
Damn,
so
that's
yeah,
true.
I'm going with Santa. Also, yeah.
Okay. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Wow, I didn't know you got Santa on the podcast here.
Dude, I love The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And All Through the House. That's a badass poem.
So at this point, Daniel, I want to share something I've been listening to maybe about every other day. I'm trying to pull the album up right now. So listener, in this segment, we talk. Daniel and I swap some albums, and we're also going to start sharing an album that we both listened to and have thoroughly vetted and think it's awesome and you should listen to it.
Yeah, welcome to host recommendations.
Yeah, host recommendations. Stations. So for this, I was going to recommend an album by a band called Knife, and the name of the album is Knife. And I'm just going to play you a clip of the song White Witch, Black Death.
In their circle of fire, they have begun to recall the old book of spells. Circle of fire, calling the demons, white fish praying for hell. She is the white witch. She summons black death. Demon and white witch. The black death.
Anyway, that's Knife, and they're awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. Sounds like some, 80s thrash throwback.
Yep.
Sort of worship. That's sick.
Yeah, they do it really well.
I love the name.
Yeah.
And then the album is just the name of the band.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't even send you the album cover, but yeah.
Sick. Are they current? Are they still active?
I think this came out maybe this year. I'm trying to find. Yeah, release date was I think it's from back in September.
Oh wow, damn.
So yeah, they're like brand new, some sick throwback thrash. Yeah, give it a spin.
Thanks for that recommendation. I'll definitely check it out. Oh, your recommendation last week, Pure Wrath, Aesthetic Eventide, whatever the hell. Freaking awesome. I listened to that a couple times. Made me think of like Dark Souls. I felt like I was playing Dark Souls and like I was going into like some sort of like forest temple and like rescuing the princess or something like that. It was badass.
Yeah, and I listened to you recommended Ensiferum from Afar to me. I really enjoyed that, and I went on their website and I saw they're sponsored or something by Ibanez Guitars, or I don't know if they're sponsored, but it was saying they are doing Ibanez guitars and DR strings, and that's just what I have set up now because I got my electric guitar back from the shop. I'd have the pickups had to be rewired, and it's got some DR strings, so I'm gonna have a setup just like Ensiferum.
Sick, dude. Yeah, Ensiferum's like pretty big.
Oh yeah, and I really enjoyed the music because it just wasn't the same thing over and over again. They really move around with lots of instrumentations and tones and rhythms and riffs and vocals, and it's just a lot of cool variety on the album that I listened to. Yeah, it kind of feels like, are they folk metal? I don't know if they are, but it feels like folksy, like it is like the old stories and stuff, but adapted to new instrumentations and stuff. So it kind of had that cool feature to it.
They're folk metal. Yeah, damn, if you go to their page, they're folk metal.
Yeah,
full frontal. Damn. Oh yeah. And so this week I would like to recommend to you, this is like about as deep a cut as they come from my library of knowledge. And I think a lot of these bands, I'm like always trying to remember like ones that I found, most of them have been recommended by friends and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure I stumbled on Rapid Fire organically in the MySpace days. They're a local band from Arizona, down in Phoenix, and they have an album called Brace Yourself, which is incredible. I love this album. 35 minutes long. Let me play you a little bit off of. It kind of starts off with just like kind of classic traditional heavy metal, and they're just having a good time. But then it moves into some like cooler stuff, like more fantasy driven, and it's incredible. So let's see here. Where is this one's really good. There's these little interludes too before like each track.
Out in the night you hear the wolves, they're howling at the skies, and from these howls the evil starts to rise. The evil rises from the place where grown men go to die. Only the warrior will survive.
Yeah, so I'll leave it at that, but it's super influential just in not only in my musical experience as a guitar player, but also in my life.
Yeah, that the lyrical content of that was just about, that's all the stuff I'm all about. Wolves howling, and
they're sick.
Yeah.
They're, man, like I would do anything, almost anything, because they only have this first album, but then on their like MySpace page, it's like from MySpace days, They were working on a new album, and they had 3 songs on it. And I have 2 of them saved. I lost my copy of the 3rd one, and I can't get it back. It was so good, but like they were working on a new album, and then the band broke up, I guess, and they just disappeared off the face of the earth. Check them out. Brace yourself. Rapid Fire. Freaking awesome album.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to it. That's one of those kind of rare underground gems.
All right, so that's our... Oh, wait. You want to...
Oh.
So we kind of have our recommendations, that things we haven't listened to, but you and I kind of share a common band that we both really enjoy, and we wanted to just put this out there.
Yeah,
Artist Spotlight.
Yeah, we didn't want to really exclude, stuff that both Daniel and I have listened to a lot and just never ever talk about that. So we decided, we'll add a team one. This is the Metal Quest staff pick.
Yeah. Actually, you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, sick. You're wearing the shirt.
Yeah, I got the shirt. Funny story about it. Whenever I bought the shirt, I got a knock on the door, and it was the postman. And he was like, hey, this package you got, they didn't pay the correct postage on it, and I need like $1.69 or something like that. So I had to run upstairs and grab change to pay the because they did Slough didn't pay the correct postage. So I had to pay for it.
Oh man, that's
Bastards.
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, the album is, in the band, the Lord Weird Slough. We don't really know how to say it. And their album from 2003, Traveler. Freaking awesome album.
Yeah, so if you try to find that on... Yeah, so the Traveler will be under the Lord Weird Slough. And then they have other stuff called Slough. But the album's the Traveler. It's like red, white. It's got a humanoid wolf with a laser gun.
Hell yeah.
On the cover.
Traveler's spelt with 2 L's too. It's like the British way of spelling it.
Yeah. And so this album is completely based off of, I think, the tabletop RPG game Traveler. Which that is correct. Yeah, so that's the Traveler role-playing game. You'll notice that the album looks like the sci-fi action adventure.
Yeah, it's the same font and everything.
Yeah.
I actually, after listening to this album a bunch and like kind of researching it, I found out about the tabletop RPG, and I bought a bunch of the books. I have like the classic Traveler books, and there's actually, I think Slough does some other songs too that are set in the Traveler universe, where he like reads off like, the Zodani Consulate, whatever, asteroid belt, and it's all like in the books. There's like a paragraph he's took from it. Like I've heard stories about this album that this is like based on his campaign that he played when he was like, a teenager or whatever growing up, and it's fantastic concept album. You follow this space pirate that goes on an adventure, and it's about like the Vargur, which is totally like a playable race in the RPG, and like, I don't know, it's badass.
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool story. Kind of listen to it and read the lyrics. It's a cool sci-fi story. We should probably play a song or two. I'm trying to think of one that
I really like. The Final Gambit.
play a little bit of I think it's just, yeah, it's kind of the first high passage, low passage, first one with some vocals.
I'm a space pirate, you know my name. And rope mining is a dangerous game. Imperial Navy can keep up my pace. Chasing a rock into zone.
So yeah, I think that's an awesome section.
Sick. We're kind of going more traditional heavy metal so far this week.
Yeah, but we're gonna
more thrashy.
Yeah, but we're gonna make a huge gear change here and move over to our. So yeah, give those a listen, and let us know in the comments or contact form what you think about them.
Yeah, or send us a recommendation with our email at.
Yeah, let me double check on that. You think I would remember this by now? Well, actually, or just go to metalquestpod.com and use the contact form there. And if you're listening on Anchor or Spotify, you can leave a voice message too.
And sorry, it's metalquestpodcast@gmail.com. That's metalquestpodcast@gmail.com. Damn.
Yeah. Or metalquestpod.com. Use the contact form.
Okay, well, with all that out of the way, maybe we start reviewing albums now?
Yeah, so we're going to jump into the 3 albums that we reviewed this week. The ones we're going to talk about are, in this order...
First one.
Yeah, we got Order the Gospel is the first album that that the Ritual last week returned to us, and we went ahead and gave that a listen.
I never heard of this band before.
Yeah, same here. Never heard of them. It has a runtime of 33 minutes and 14 seconds, so it's relatively short. Oh, yeah, they're out of Norway, and the label is Listenable Records, which I thought was a fun name for a record label.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because we may find there's some other releases later on that probably would not be able to be under that record label.
Yeah, classic. But after getting the order, we looked at the first thing you're greeted by is that album art, and I was kind of like, oh, what is going on here? It's just a dude with like his face, some red light shining on it, and they got the logo, and it's black and it's dark and it looks kind of creepy. And then looking into the band, you'll quickly discover that these guys have been in the metal scene for a long time. They got original members from what is like the first black metal band ever, Mayhem? Is that like one of the first from Norway?
2 of the members are ex-Mayhem, and one of the members is ex-Cadaver.
Damn.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to a whole lot of Mayhem. I have a couple albums of theirs, but after finding this band, I went back and I checked out some of this stuff. And it's kind of crazy. I guess like the drummer, he did like the first Mayhem, like you call it quotation marks album. It's like 13 minutes or something, that Death Crush album. And then from there he did like nothing. But then I guess he like did some like noise projects or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and same with so in Order, the member Messiah, who's doing the vocals, yeah, he was in Mayhem, but for a while he left and actually worked on a lot of hardcore and punk projects, and has come full circle and is back in the black metal scene. And you'll probably see there's touches of that influence, some of those punk and hardcore bleeding through in this album, and you'll kind of get some little and the thing is, I made some notes about that, and then I did some research, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because it's like this one part, it totally sounds like a hardcore song or like a metalcore song, So
yeah, their drumming's got like, I was thinking, like looking at the drumming, it's got like some like D beat kind of stuff going on, and it's kind of more like crust, blackened crust kind of vibes going on.
yeah, and their drummer is Mannheim. Mannheim is the drummer.
Sick.
So those are your two ex Mayhem members, and then Anders Olden is your ex Cadaver. Auden? That's your ex Cadaver member on guitar, and then I didn't really look up anything about the bassist. Sorry, bassists.
Yeah. He was in Glucifer, which is, I think, is a clever name. I like that. Sniffing glue, I guess. But it looks like Anders Auden, just off their Wikipedia Metal Encyclopedia page, is he's been in like a bunch of bands doing like live guitars for them. Satyricon, Celtic Frost, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, he's definitely knows his way around a guitar. What are we gonna say, dude? There's the album. It's got a lot of chaotic, kind of like vocals, like in the front. I really appreciated the vocal performance by Messiah.
Yeah, that was.
It's
like an instrument unto itself.
Yeah, he's front and center, and he's really varied and very incredibly energetic. And that's one thing about this album too, about these guys. These guys are like heavy metal veterans. They're like in their 50s. I was like, damn, these guys are putting out badass hardcore death black metal crust stuff, and they're in their 50s. It just like really is inspiring to me. But
yeah, life goals.
You know, because like, yeah, I keep rocking into the grave, I guess. Not that 50's old. 50's the new 30.
Yep.
But
I really enjoyed the instruments on this album because they all came through very clear, and the tones of everything just sounded so good and crisp, but without sounding overproduced at the same time. Because you'll find a lot of black metal albums are just very lo-fi and fuzzy, and a lot of the higher frequencies just won't cut through, and you don't get that like crispness to the tone of the guitars.
True.
And that's something that's really coming through here. And maybe it's just because they contrast that with like the first track. Maybe I'll play like just the opening of the album itself.
Okay.
You know, just imagine you open this like moldy, crusty old door into an old church, and you're greeted with this. Yeah, and that's the opening track. Just someone playing some darker melodies on a dusty old piano.
Yeah, it's that's nice. They sprinkle that out throughout the album, a couple of little piano parts, and they also have like a little poem that's read. And before, I think my favorite song, I really liked the Descend. It's just like, it's a more pounding, crushing track, Descend, slower mid-tempo. I really enjoyed. Let me play some of that. Yeah, the vocals are so cool how they're kind of like
I don't know, tortured and gurgly and gargly.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's just like spitting up venom.
I think on that Lust song, he's just like screaming the whole song too. And,
yeah,
like,
I actually wrote down that there's a scream that went on for about, it was a little bit past 8 measures because I counted them out.
yeah, I was trying to find that. He does it first like time in the song, and then later in the song he does it again. And I'm just like, geez.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And yeah, let's see. There was I really just like what you get out of the gate in Rise, so I'll play a little bit of that just because it just hits you with this. Well, we'll get to it. Yeah, so that whole riff and like that whole first song, it was just unapologetically filled with hatred. It was just these vicious sounding guitars and just these hammering drums. I just kind of got this
the dynamic.
Oh no, go for it.
The dynamic that they really pull forward that I appreciate a lot is the chaotic, fast riffs that tighten up into this like tight rhythmic gallop. Then they go back and it gets like crazy and like wild and loose, and then they pull it all back in together and it's just like and it just hits you. I love that that dynamic that they pull off.
Yeah, that first song, I just got this. I don't know if they have a music video for anything, but I just got this.
They do.
For the first one, for Rise?
Oh, no, I just saw it for It Burns.
Oh, okay. I did watch a little bit of that one. But the first song is just like, it sounds as if there's some evil black rot seeping out of some profaned holy scroll deep in the belly of an old church. And this is what it sounds like coming out of that. Because it's just so violent and evil sounding.
I would like to find the lyrics to this because every now and then like a word will come through and you're just like, damn, dude, this sounds dark. Like they're just talking about like some demons and all sorts of crazy.
And it's called the gospel. I thought I was going to get some of the gospel, but they tricked you there. They tricked you.
I wasn't sure. They tricked me. In order, I thought there was going to be all about like, I thought it was going to be Unblack metal.
Yeah, because instead of order, they should be called chaos, and instead of the gospel, it should be the Necronomicon or something.
Yeah, the guitars, not a lot of guitar solos. They're doing more of like this wall of sound effect, I think, where it's just totally filling like all spaces. I wrote down that the drums sounded thick and meaty. It's high production for a black metal album from dudes who come from like the lo-fi scene. You know, they've definitely refined their sound over the last 30 years.
Oh, here's the actual vocal.
40 years.
Sorry, here's the vocals that I really wanted to play. Was the stuff from Tomb, and you just think, is there this? I don't know what the story is behind this album. I don't have a thing. I don't have the lyrics, but it just sounds like maybe there was this like corrupted deacon that they had to throw in the deep in under the catacombs, and they kind of keep him alive by throwing him meat. And so I'm wondering if Tomb is kind of the song about him, because the beginning just has these like vomiting kind of gross zombie vocals. Here, give these a listen.
Okay, I'll find some. Yeah, I'll find some clips and edit it.
Yeah,
in
just so where it's like, like,
yeah. Oh, the one where is it My Pain? I really like this song too. Like, he's just like going off the handle. It's got another keyboard thing, and then it's just like. So yeah, it's just like, it sounds like you're getting attacked by some demon that you summoned from a pentagram on your floor when you're messing around with your friends, dude. Don't play with the Ouija boards. Don't play with the occult, man. These guys have brought it into this world, and now we are faced with utter.
That was one of the sections where you can really hear the hardcore kind of metalcore influence coming out, where it's like the quickly screamed vocals with the beat. And that was something I wrote down before I even looked up that, he'd been a vocalist in some hardcore bands. So it's an awesome album. It's pretty short to work your way through it. Give it a listen. It ends with Numa 2, which is the opening track name, and kind of that same dusty piano helps you exit the space you've entered.
Fantastic. So that's Order by The Gospel. Check it out.
And if you're not sure, because it's hard to Google for this album, but yeah, there's a red silhouette on the cover, as Daniel was talking about. The logo has a devil tail, check. Upside down cross, check. Side dripping with blood, check. Some Old English along the bottom, and a brooding red figure. So that's the one.
I would recommend this album. Check it out. Give it a spin.
Yeah. So, I definitely enjoyed the album as well. Well, shall we move on to our next album?
Next album. Dude, this album, man, what am I doing with my life here? Check it out, dude. This band, never heard of. Extreme, Cold, Winter. Out of the Netherlands, Death Doom, and their album, it's their first album. It's called World Exit. It has 7 songs, and it's 50 minutes, 39 seconds runtime. Yeah, 3-piece. We got a guy on drums, guitars, and vocals. So, yeah. They're out of Hammerheart Records. And it was sick. I really liked this album. First time I listened to it, I didn't really understand it. Took about 3-4 songs into it where I was just like, I know this is good. I know there's something going on here. But it has a lot of, I don't know, the modes or whatever they were choosing really were throwing me off the first listen through. And then it kind of clicked for me, and I just decided to go with it because I knew there was something deeper going on within this album. And then it really fell into place. It's so strange. They really like divert your expectations on this. That's what I found the first time I listened to it. But then after listening to it, the second time, third time, fourth time, I think I've listened to this probably 5 or 6 times. I freaking love this album. It really is a solid work of art.
Yeah, I ended up on the same side of that. I really liked the slow plodding, just huge sound that they have. It's kind of, it's minimalist in the sense that they have, there's not a lot of notes going on per second, and they really let all the phrasing breathe with almost every instrument. Like even the drums, it's just like, just like nice and plodding along. I was often, you can kind of lose yourself in just how big the spaces they create.
Something we got to do a little correction, I think, because last episode we talked about guitar harmonies, and I think we put a clip in there that wasn't exactly guitar harmonies, but on this album they definitely use guitar harmonies, like major and minor thirds, a lot. I don't know if they're doing a pedal or if the guys, because there's only 3 of them, but maybe they just all record, he just records the guitars separately and they're not literally a live band. I don't know. They're new, so it'd be sick to see what happens with them. But I want to play in a clip here of some guitar harmonies because I do it a couple times. Let's see.
Yeah, and a lot of the themes. So the vocals in this are, they're, like a deep, growling death metal vocal, but it's kind of more gravelly, and you can understand I'd say like 95% of the words on the album.
Yes.
So you're not sitting there like, hey, this sounds pretty mean, and you can't really make anything out.
No. I really enjoyed the lyrics. At first, some of it is kind of laughable, like whenever he says, like, I don't know, like animals in wintertime. You're just like what? Like it's like. But I think it has kind of like, I want to say, a complex simplicity. It's almost like it's a poem. Like I read through the lyrics and it's like poetry. He's just saying exactly like what he means, like he's not being too verbose, But I think that's actually more impressive to be able to narrow it down to like the essence of the word and just pick, it's extreme cold winter, It's just I find that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, animals in wintertime. Here's one of the verses. Crawl down into their sleep in burrows to hibernate, fall into a deep state of sleep, and appear to be dead. But the actual
animals in winter.
The actual rendering of that in the vocals itself sounds just awesome. Yeah.
The album itself, I feel like, has two parts, kind of. It starts off with the first half, and then halfway through, it enters into an instrumental track called, I think, The Sea Taketh, and which was my favorite track on the album. And it's kind of like this bittersweet victory that's going on with the guitar playing. Like it's almost like it kind of reminded me of David Gilmour if he was doing a Death Doom guitar solo.
But yeah, the great thing about it is since it's doom and they're going at just crawling in terms of tempo, they really get to let every single note breathe and resonate out and expand. And that's, something not a lot of bands let things do enough. And then there's sections, of course, where I think it's cool when they play stuff fast, or faster, because now you get this huge contrast. Just the contrast from them going from that plodding, slow, riff to something like that where the drums are hammering, but they still have that original riff like way back there at a much slower tempo that maybe they're just playing in like quadruple time or something on when they're in that.
It's incredible. What they do, like, so that track that clip you just played.
Yeah, that was off
that doesn't happen until also Curse Like Cain. That's the last song on the album. Like they don't, most metal albums these days, everybody can do double bass. It's nothing special anymore. Every album starts off with a blast beat, double bass, whatever the hell, quadruple bass, drum fill.
Triggered.
This album makes you work for the double bass, man. And whenever it hits you, you're like, damn, it's like impactful. It has meaning again. It feels something for the double bass. You're just like, it's powerful. It's like that whenever that track on Curse Like Cain hits you, it's like the end of the world. It's like the world exit. Everything is falling apart. It's crumbling before your eyes, and you're like, damn, double bass.
Right, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, if everything's a blast beat, then nothing's a blast beat, right? So I think that's kind of the problem that some bands will hit. And
it's extreme not to do a blast beat, you know, or a double bass thing for this album. I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
This album also, like, dude, did you look up Permafrost Entombment, the lyrics?
I did. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Where they're talking about people in a death camp.
The gulags.
Yeah, death camp in Serbia. Yeah. The thing that triggered that for me was they mention. Hold on, I'm moving over to that. Those lyrics. They mention Kolyma, the final destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. I googled it.
Yeah, so did I.
I guess you did too.
And I was like, oh, that's like in an area in Siberia. And yeah, that was one of the, death camp places that Stalin would send people to dig their own grave in frozen ground.
Yeah, I looked it up. It said that estimated from 1932 to 1952 for 20 years, 125,000 people died. 125,000 people. At temperatures of negative 50 degrees Celsius or minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah. Well,
that's crazy.
They're still probably there.
That's extreme cold winter.
They're still probably there. And maybe one day we'll have the technology and wake them up.
See, this is the cool thing about having the lyrics, because, like, I didn't know what pharmakia is. Pharmakia?
Yeah.
It's like doing magic with drugs. Taking
it's
drugs
like Greek for doing drugs.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome for like a doom stoner metal band.
Yeah.
To be like, like this, but this album does have like a bit of like biblical kind of spiritual essence, right? Like,
yeah, it's got a very
cosmic.
Yeah, all the themes are of nature or the cosmos. There's only maybe two tracks that have to do with man, which would be like the Curse Like Cain track and the Serpent's Seduction. I guess Pharmakia and the and the Mask.
And the Sea Taketh.
Yeah.
And Time Space World. Time Space World. Dude, I love Animals in Wintertime. The lyrics is so good.
I was listening to Animals in Wintertime whenever I just put our little dog outside in the backyard in the morning, and it was really cold out. And I was thinking, like, she should be hibernating right now. I'm going to find the end of Pharmakia because I like that. Here, let me...
Rise of poison smoke, see through dimensions, beyond the earthly realm, lifting the veil.
I like that.
Damn,
I like that verse a lot. And then
seeing the Watcher, dude.
Yeah.
Who's watching the
Right,
Watcher,
yeah.
dude? Are we just like...
Yeah, there's a lot of themes where they're kind of talking about I was going to pull up.
Are we just in a simulation, dude?
Yeah.
We're just watching a movie screen and really it's just unfolding and we think that we have control of our minds, but actually it's just all predetermined, dude.
Yeah, they do talk in this album about lifting the veil several times. So I think that's a pretty good clue that that's what's going on. And
it's great.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you're having these little problems with consciousness, but they're like, this is about the cosmic bodies colliding. Check it out. So yeah, that verse, cosmic bodies smashing and colliding, a flash of rays throughout the spectrum. So they mean like cosmic rays and light, heat, all the electromagnetic energy. Cosmic vengeance is upon us. The wrath of the gods shall come down with fire. Fire. So yeah, there's some cool lyrics in here about nature and just how cosmically insignificant we are, and you should be. So yeah, they're kind of getting a little bit into cosmic horror and how you should be terrified to be a speck on a speck.
I think they're getting into a bunch of Book of Revelation stuff, man. It's crazy. Serpent seduction, curse like Cain. Definitely some scholars of the ancient texts.
Overall, the band, they play so, like, the guitars and drums, they're so tight with each other and just plotting, and
the sound is just superb. I really enjoyed the musical tones. It's divine.
Yeah, give it a listen. Give it a listen. I like this album a lot.
Solid album.
Very epic.
My favorite album of the week.
Epic big tracks. Yeah, this would be my album of the week too. I will be listening to it a lot more. It was the one I did listen to the most, for sure.
But we saved the last album. It's not our pick of the week, but it's definitely an album.
Okay.
Called Power of God.
Okay.
By HolyGod Throne.
The band or artist is HolyGod, one word. Throne. Okay, so that's the artist. And then the album name is Power of God. This album comes in at this is kind of funny because it was on the only place we could find it was on Bandcamp, and Bandcamp doesn't give you they don't give you the full album playtime. At least I wasn't able to see it anywhere. So I added up the tracks while I was listening to it, and I came up with 66:56. So it's an hour and 6 minutes and 56 seconds. And
I got an hour, 6 minutes, 56 seconds.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we checked. Yeah, it's been Metal Quest verified.
and these are probably numbers that Kenneth Holson, of the only member of HolyGod Throne, would appreciate. It's also 4,016 seconds, or 66.9333 minutes, or 1.1156 hours. Sorry.
Awesome. Let's see here. So, yeah, HolyGod Throne, Power God, Down Tune Productions, supposedly out of
Downtune
Con Productions out of Norway, supposedly. Although I saw on another encyclopedia that he's in the Philippines, but maybe he's originally from Norway.
No, he's in Norway.
And he's I don't know. One of the things that he's in, maybe Downtune Con Productions is in the Philippines for like tax reasons or something, because this guy has put out a lot of work, a large body of work, and he needs some kind of, maybe the music stuff is some kind of like a tax shelter business kind of thing. I don't know, because
I don't know. What do we say about
Okay,
this album?
so let's see here.
Holy God Throne. It is. I listened to it twice. I swear I made it through this album twice.
I made it
at the end of. Sorry,
no, go ahead.
At the end of both listens, my ears were ringing. Did your ears ring afterwards?
Yeah. So I only listened to it once, and my first.
That's really all you need.
Yeah, my first time listening, I actually had to listen to track. Flipping my notes over here because I tried to take notes on track 9. I fell asleep because it was like late in the night and I just kind of listened to it, and then I got jerked awake near the end of the track. So I went back and listened to it again just to make sure that something didn't pop out. Yeah, and then let's see.
So incredible. This is like the most when researching this guy and listening to this album, it's this is like I felt like I was starting to infiltrate some sort of cult or something. Like, this is pretty underground. This is about as underground as it gets.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like more evil sounding than the gospel. You know, like all these first 2 albums this week had like incredible production, great mastering, great mixes, incredible instrumentations. You know, this guy, I don't know what it is. He's playing the drums, he's playing instruments, but on purpose, I'm 100% sure he's fucked with the mix like full-heartedly, and it's like a noise. This is like a noise album. That's the thing we haven't touched on yet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So some of the encyclopedias and stuff listed as Unblack, or what would be a white metal, which is like a Christian themed black metal. So it's kind of a counter to that. But yeah, this is I'd say if there's like, think if like Sagrada's like extreme brutal death metal, then this is just extreme lo-fi noise music. It's very noisy. I wrote down 0 timestamps for this album because there was nothing that stuck out anywhere to me at any point.
Right, yeah. There was a couple things I kind of noticed on, like, I think for Victory, there's kind of like a melody maybe coming through.
Yeah, I was unable to tease out time signatures or
added
melodies or anything.
It has, I mean, I picked out, like, it sounds like the lyrics are done by I wrote down, sounds like a big toad singing. Not a bad thing. Yeah. It's kind of like croaking frog. I made out like the lyrics "Jesus Christ."
Yeah,
I think
times.
I
made out I did write somewhere that on track 2 for Victory. I put, did I hear a Christ? I couldn't verify.
I think I heard like like sacrifice. Like I can hear some like biblical words, but it's very hard to understand any of it.
Yeah, and it just sounds like initially you're greeted with this wall of noise and saturated sounds. It sounds like blown speakers at best. Like, did he record it with a potato plugged in? And the noise that's there is overwhelming the MP3 compression algorithm to where you start to hear, because I listened to it through Bandcamp, so a streamer, and you start to have this faint, like high-pitched, kind of warbly static that's in the background, just because the spectrum of frequencies has been completely occupied by everything, and so there's nothing left over for the compression algorithm it starts making all these high-frequency artifacts, kind of like if you watch a Yeah, like if you're watching a video at very low compression, you get all this blockiness and weirdness. Like that kind of starts to appear sonically, just from like how the math of the thing works out. But it yeah, and that was kind of bugging me like throughout the whole time I was listening. I was just hearing like this squeaky high end, like I don't know. That stuff was driving me nuts. But I think we should play a clip or two so that people can start to orient themselves with what's going here. So how about I just fire up the first one? Here's how the album greets you. Welcome, listener, to the album. Experience Holy God Throne, Power of God.
Hell yeah.
Man, I'm getting a little like I'm getting a little flashback to when I listened to it the first time.
I mean, that first track is 9 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna listen to an hour and 6 minutes of that.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny. Okay, so this album, when it ended, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. So, was it effective? Yes. Because
it made you pray.
I turned it off and I was like, Jesus Christ. This is like,
I want to say, there's a track 8 on the album is titled Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And it's not to be confused. It's not a Leonard Cohen cover of the famous Hallelujah song, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it is. I couldn't make out the lyrics.
Yeah, I just wrote Hallelujah, only 15 more minutes.
It's a couple of times. That's like it's almost like the most metal album of the week, because a couple of times it just gives you this sense of dread that you are only halfway through it.
Yeah, and
Kenneth Holson, man, I would love to, reach out to all the artists that we do. If you want to interview, I feel like at first I thought, is this guy a troll? Is this a troll?
Yeah.
Is this guy really a Christian dude, like doing Christian unblack metal? And I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at all of the 40 Downtune Con Productions releases that Kenneth has put out since like 2017,
which you can buy all 40 of them for unlimited streaming on the Bandcamp app. It's $60 for the entire discography. I can't work that out, but is that 60?
That's a steal, man. That's 70% off. That's a perfect Christmas gift for a loved one for this Christmas. But yeah, it's like I listened to some of his other stuff. Yeah, I listened to like what is it? Oral Storm. It's like this weird jazz metal. I listened to like On the Throne, which is like another noise project. Just trying to see like if he had other stuff, but I think he's like playing all the instruments and everything, but he just likes to like make them sound really bad.
Yeah, $1.50 an album. $1.50 an album.
$1.50 an album.
Half a cup of coffee.
They're crazy. It's crazy stuff, man.
That's at some restaurants. That's the same price as a side of ranch.
God damn! This first track on this one album is 41 minutes and 48 seconds.
Oh my God.
Second track is 9 minutes. Third track is 4 minutes. I don't know. Like you could go into a wormhole.
Yeah. So
listening to this guy's stuff.
Here's another fun fact for you. A little quiz. So of all the musical projects that he's been on, how many of the first letter of those cover the alphabet? So how many start with A? How many start with or how many, fill up the whole alphabet. So how,
What? Can you fill the whole alphabet with all of his band names from the first letter?
Yes. Yeah. How many letters do you get filled out?
I did not do this. That's crazy. What, like 15?
22.
Damn.
He has 22 different musical projects. Or sorry, of his different musical projects, 20 those start with 22 of the letters of the alphabet. The only ones missing are I, J, Q, and X. So he doesn't have any projects like band names that start with I, J, Q, or X.
You indeed.
Yeah.
Kenneth, if you're listening, get on it.
Kenneth,
man.
you got.
I'm sure you have it.
Unfortunately, he announced his retirement from music on the 24th of November 2021, which is 2 days before the Metal Quest episode 1 world premiere. So maybe he knew something was going down.
He knew we were coming for him.
Yeah.
And he decided to call it quits.
Yeah,
while he was ahead.
Yeah, and one of the wikis I saw says he currently lives in the Philippines. So maybe he made his killing there in Norway, putting these together, and then retired to the Philippines
on the sandy beaches.
Yeah, and
he went from the frost climate, and he's ready to just get some sun.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this album was recorded in the tropics, the tropical paradise, the Philippines.
What do you say?
What a
crazy
I think
album.
we got to play a few more things here. So
okay, I can add in clips.
Okay,
too.
so one of the things I want to do was I didn't write down any clips because I was like, I can't tell the difference between any of this. So you heard a little bit of the first song. I'll play that for you for a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna pick a totally different track. Just okay. And pick a totally different track. I'm going to pick one more totally different track.
Every track does start
Okay,
and
and then
end with a fade in and fade out. That's the only way you could tell.
That was the other thing I wanted to bring
up.
out was
On
just
an album, you would be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here. So yeah. This is how every track ends. So here, this is "Follow Him." Okay. The last. Sorry, this is another track. Here we go. The Samaritan Woman. The end of it. The last 4 seconds.
So
like every track, they're the same.
This brings up a point about art in general. Whenever I was on my trip, we went to a museum. That's why we had our delay. I was away for a little while, insight into my life. But we went to a museum.
Did you see a museum?
We went to a museum, and it was an art. It had some art.
A museum.
Okay. And so you go through the art museum, and it's incredible oil paintings with like amazing photorealistic depictions of like medieval life and all this stuff. And you're just like, holy crap, dude. Incredible. This artist spent thousands of hours, building this talent up. And then the museum ends with this like modern art display. And it's just like these squares that somebody just painted on like with masking tape and like pulled up the masking tape, and now there's squares or something. And you're just like, what the hell? Like, this is here with all this other great art, and with this stuff. But, that's how I kind of felt about this album. Like, what is, is this good? Is this bad? How do you tell? It definitely, but, then I thought about it, like, some of the stuff where it's just like, splashes of paint on the canvas and like all done up like a kid did it or something. It's like, well, could I actually recreate that? If I tried to do it, would I be able to? I don't know if I could make the same music that Ken does. Maybe I could. I don't know. It's kind of like maybe he is kind of a genius and we're just like not prepared for it yet. Maybe he's like 1,000 years ahead of his time or something, you know? But like it's definitely makes you question your like beliefs. He definitely accomplishes something with this album. And the thing I think about this podcast itself is like looking at art and trying to like deconstruct it, you know, trying to understand it. It's really easy to be negative about something. I think really the journey comes from like finding the positive in things and finding like what makes it good. But then also you don't want to give like the person too much credit sometimes for like stuff, you know, so I don't know. It's kind of like a line you gotta walk.
Could it be that this album is like what it would sound like if you were to receive the code from God? It's just complete
Right?
overwhelm of your human senses, which have kind of been tailored for you to filter things out and for your survival. What would it just be like? Open up that aperture and you just, your eyes glaze over and it's noise.
You're like, I mean, the album art is like you're getting blasted by a cosmic ray of divine light. You know, maybe he got the cosmic download.
Yeah.
But it's also, does he only work on Temple OS?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, Reaper software developers out there, do you have a port for Temple OS? Any VST plugins? Dude, that'd be sick if you could put like if you could put a scripture, like make a VST plugin and you put a book and a chapter verse scriptures and it will do a voiceover.
Oh yeah, just reads it.
Yeah, like a VST instrument. That way you could do some Bible voiceovers like wherever you want.
Well, damn, man.
But
I don't know what else there is to say.
Yeah, it was.
Get in touch, Ken.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Yeah, and if that's kind of your thing, I mean, give it a listen. I probably will not. I think this is just one of the things where, you know, you pick up the phone and you listen to what's on the other end and you put it down. You got the message.
Yeah. It definitely gets scarier the longer you listen to it.
For sure.
It is a dark album. Maybe the darkest of the week. Maybe the brightest, I don't know. Well, Merry Christmas, Jonathan. We did it.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
We made it through another episode.
And Merry Christmas, dear listener. We hope you enjoyed. We hope you actually listen to some of those albums and let us know some of your thoughts on them. And
it might be over for the band's music, but let me tell you, it's just getting started in the heavy metal band Gladitorium, where each band with their best band photo is put to the test. We put them in a hand-to-hand death match combat with whatever's in their band photo. This week, we have 3 bands. And we have returning champion 1914 from last week to face off against the victor. But first, the first 3 bands, we got Order. They have 4 band members. All these band photos look pretty standard.
Yeah, black and white, dark clothes. Well, I guess, you know, it is in black and white. Dark clothes.
They have
extreme cold winter. You got 2 band members with long hair. 1 band member, it's bald. Pretty standard.
They all have short sleeve shirts on. One of them has like camo pants, maybe shorts.
Okay. Some tattoos. 2 of them have that. Wait, they all have tattoos.
3,
yeah.
All 3.
Yeah.
And they all got sunglasses on, which I think might be a key factor in their, you know, the sun isn't going to get in their eyes.
Well, I mean, whenever you're in the
blind them.
Yeah, when you're in the winter, extreme cold winter, there's snow blindness you got to worry about. So
Order, dude, they are bundled up. They all, except for one of them, they all got hoodies on, long pants. I see tattoos, but only one of them has short sleeves, and he's got a beanie protecting his head. The other dude's hood is up. Pretty standard. There's no weapons here. Extreme Cold Winter is outnumbered, however. But then you get to HolyGod Throne, and we just got Ken.
Yeah, and
his photo's in color.
Yeah, and he's wearing a gray T-shirt, and he looks like he's kind of a bigger man, kind of huskier. He's got a.
He looks ripped, dude.
Yeah, he's got some big traps. I mean, there's a wrinkle in the shirt there, and so, and he's out there in the sun. He's getting his vitamin D. You know, strong bones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How does this go down? I think it's just an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, I think we should give Extreme Cold Winter not Extreme Cold Winter, Order, maybe a +1, because they got an extra band member against Extreme Cold Winter. But I think Kenneth is just out there hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
Maybe he could blend in with the other bands and they don't notice whose team he's on.
Yeah, he could just hop on. I mean, Order has 4 members, and if they see him, Extreme Cold on their side.
Yeah, he's just a wild card.
And they're like, I don't know. He's been in 40 bands. Why isn't he in that one? I don't see any.
Oh.
It's pretty reasonable. It's like a shapeshifter, a chameleon.
Damn. This is a tough one. They're in a brawl. They're in the bar. They're fighting. They're brawling it out. It's anybody's guess. But HolyGod Throne probably doesn't drink. He's waiting outside. He doesn't get involved in the mix at first. Maybe Order wins against Extreme Cold Winter. I don't know. Extreme Cold Winter does have the sunglasses, which I think will give him an advantage. And they smash out Order, maybe? They're a little bit older, too. They're a little bit older. They might got 10 years on them. And Kenneth Holt just drops from the rafters and slits some throats with his huge combat knife. I don't know. I think...
Yeah. I think he takes care of business, man.
Despite the odds, he's got the power of God behind him. And his Christmas. Kenneth.
Yep. I mean, this is a guy that's put out 40 albums. So he's 40 albums? 40 albums.
You know what he does? He just turns up his albums, man. And it just fries everybody's mind.
Yeah, they're like, what is that? What is that? Just bright light in the sky, and they don't see anything or hear anything.
Well,
black pin pricks in their eyes, staring at the sun.
Extreme Cold Winter's eyes are protected, but their ears are not covered at all.
That's right.
Wrath.
Yeah, I think.
Pop.
Yeah, I think that goes down, and Kenneth emerges victorious. Previous Gladitorium victor, they come in 1914. He's blasting that music, but all their eardrums are blown out in war, and they've been around bombs and explosions. And I think they send Kenneth to meet his maker. And
you think?
You don't think so?
Well, I think, they're two powerhouses, right? I mean, they both have taken out multiple bands. I think we should do a roll-off.
I think we,
Let the dice decide.
We roll for
Best
it.
of three? Best of three?
Best of three, okay.
All right, here we go. Up first, 1914. I'm rolling the die. Do you want to roll for 1914? I'll roll for Kenneth.
I'll roll for 1914.
Okay, I'm rolling a d20. Roll off.
I could roll.
Damn, Kenneth.
Okay.
Let the record show. I got a 15 for Kenneth.
Okay, I got a 7.
Damn. Okay, K gets a W.
All right. 6.
I'm rolling. Oh, I got an 8. All right, so does that mean Kenneth kills 1914?
I guess. Wait, do we have to do another roll?
Well, if we were doing best of 3, he got... Well, I guess we could do one more roll just to see if Kenneth has a complete blowout. Does 1914, maybe 1914 wounds him, and so next week he'll take a penalty?
I rolled a 19.
Damn! I got a 17, so Kenneth does take a wound.
2 damage.
We have to roll hit points for these guys.
Yeah,
We'll really refine this.
Yeah. What if he rolled a 19 and then a 14?
Damn!
Yeah, he would have won, dude.
I think that this goes down with Kenneth like Rambo style, hiding out in the woods.
Yeah.
With his buck knife, and he's blasting these like beats out there, distracting them, covering the sounds, and he's stabbing dudes in the back and like digging pits that 1914 is falling into. Ranch pits.
Yep, Predator style.
That's the Gladitorium. Thank you, dear listener, for sticking it through. Kenneth moves on. Successful.
We'll see what happens.
We'll battle it out. Let's run a ritual to find out who Kenneth is going to be fighting next week. Minions, run the ritual! Get it going!
Yeah, so I just ran the ritual. I sent you the link to the new band that we chose, or that was chosen for us. Kill City, Last Man Standing. It
Kill City
has a samurai on the cover. Samurai drawing.
Sick.
Kind of a digital illustration. It says it's heavy metal.
Ooh.
So,
I see him.
I'm interested to give this a listen.
There's some handsome dudes.
The band name is Brian Eckerman, and the album name is Plague Bringers.
Very good.
Self-released, melodic death black, and
One-man band, Brian Eckerman.
One-man band. So we'll give that a listen. The cover's pretty cool. It's got some aliens holding a crystal ball.
Are they demons?
Or are they demons?
A cult. Maybe they're cult members with masks on.
Yeah, it could be. Not a traditional black metal logo, so
no.
Maybe we will get some untraditional black metal sounds.
Maybe it's badass.
All right, and then our final album for next week. Is Nightland, The Great Nothing, and it's Symphonic Death. I'm going to make sure we can actually listen to it. It is on YouTube. Full album.
Yep. Okay. Dang. No black metal bands this week? I guess not. Plenty of black metal last week. We'll put it all in the show notes. And thank you, dear listeners. We are on metalquestpod.com.
Yep.
You can email us at metalquestpodcast@gmail.com. Anything. You need life advice? Going through a rough patch? Hit us up. Merry Christmas. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Jonathan.
And anything you want to plug?
Yeah, we just hope to hear from you soon. Get a hold of us on metalquestpod.com. There's a contact form there. You can write, send us a note about what you're thinking, or anything you'd like us to review or listen to for the show.
Yeah. Great episode, man. We killed it. Another one for the books.
Crushed it.